This week's show is brought to you by the Dance Studio of Tupelo, and Sprint Print, and Scarlett's Donuts.
Hey y'all, it's Avery with this week's edition of Sports Media. This past week, our basketball teams continued their season and traveled to Lewisburg. Both teams came out with a win, our girls with a score of 65-40 and our boys 78-61. Moving on with their season, our basketball teams hosted South Haven on Tuesday. Both teams picked up a big win and had a great senior night. Congratulations to senior Delicia Florence. On Wednesday, she signed with Pearl River. Both basketball teams have faced many challenges this season. Jessica takes a look at how they've had to adapt with COVID.
This basketball season has been very difficult and challenging. Both boys and girls are dealing with different guidelines and protocols due to COVID. Even though it's been hard, coaches and players are doing great making those adjustments.
Probably just dealing with all of the adversity that's came through with the school schedule and with COVID and all the things that have come with it, and that's been a difficult and probably our hardest thing that we've had to deal with this season.
The season has been shortened. We lost 6 games because we were quarantined and it was hard to pick them back up. So like right now we've played 13 games and some teams have played 25 games, and that makes it a little bit more difficult because the game experience and the game time is why we all practice and work and do the things that we do.
Coach Justice doesn't think less people in the crowd affects them, but because he has a young team, fewer games due to COVID, it may affect them in the playoffs.
I don't think less people in the crowd has affected us. We do like to have more people. I think the playoffs will be a little bit affected, but up to this point, I don't feel like our team has been that's been something that has affected our team as far as the way we've played.
This year has been very rough for Jalecia due to COVID.
It was challenging because it's my last year. It's the last time for everything. Last practice, last game, last home game. Really, the fans, like last year, anybody could come to the game. It was packed out. This year, it's limited seating, so only certain people can come to the game.
Because the girls' teams were quarantined, Haley says there was a lot of time off between games. She says it gives you more time to reflect and also makes you appreciate when you do play. She also says they have to form chemistry a lot faster.
Emotionally, it just makes everything different because it gives you so much time off to think about everything, and you're not busy constantly doing stuff. So, if you have a bad game or something, it's always on your mind because you have so much time off. So emotionally, but on the bright side, it makes you appreciate everything more because you never know when you can play a game again or get quarantined. So it makes you appreciate everything that you have a lot more.
Jessica McGaughy, WTHS News.
Thanks for the update, Jessica. With the Super Bowl coming up this weekend, we asked a few THS students and staff who they think will win.
The Chiefs.
So obviously for this Super Bowl, I am cheering for Kansas City because their colors are red and gold, which is way more in my color palette than those nasty Tampa Bay colors.
When it comes to what I'm looking forward to most during the Super Bowl, I'm going to be honest, it's probably the commercials more than the football.
All right, who am I cheering for, the Chiefs or the Bucks? You know the answer to that. It's obviously the Chiefs because of this guy right there, Mr. Chris Jones. I coached when he was at Houston.
Let's go Chiefs. Tonight, our basketball teams will be continuing their season traveling to Corinth. Our girls play at 6 and our boys at 7:30. Thanks for tuning in to this week's edition of Sports Media. Make sure to check back in next week for game results and updates.